Okay, this PowerPoint supports level 2 business studies. Herzberg theory, Herzberg two-factor theory. So we're all going to understand what the two-factor theory is, and hopefully most of us are going to be able to explain how businesses use the two-factor theory, I should say. So first and foremost, Herzberg did a study of workers, and he came out with a concept of there's two factors that affected workers. These were referred to as motivators or hygiene factors. Okay. Now, what he described as being motivators, obviously their job was that they motivated the employees. So this was challenging work, giving people recognition for the work, responsibility that gives satisfaction, so providing them with certain responsibility that gave faith in their abilities. And these whole ideas arise from intrinsic conditions of the job itself, i.e. they enjoyed the job. Okay, recognition and achievement all gave them a certain sense of satisfaction from within the job. Okay, now on the opposite side, there were some things that he said were hygiene factors. Now his idea was that these didn't necessarily motivate, but they were expected. They had to be there for a worker to turn up to work in the first place. So if things were such as a job security, certain amount of salary, fringe benefits. The fringe benefits might be a certain free tea and coffee, free, I don't know, fuel allowance, things like that. And what he was saying is that they didn't give positive satisfaction. They weren't these motivators. Okay? However, if you took them away, there would be massive dissatisfaction. Okay, and these are extrinsic to the work itself. So the actual work itself was the motivator. Okay, in the instance of the hygiene factors are just things outside of the work itself. Now, what's most interesting about this theory was the first one where the idea of things that demotivated people was explained. And the interesting thing, the ones that, if they weren't there through their absence, were demotivated, salary. Now, this goes against a lot of thinking that we now, even today, we think that if you motivate people, you pay them more. That's how you motivate. But Herzberg showed in his theory that that is in fact not the case. When you pay people, people expect pay. It's a right. Okay. However, and because it's a right, it didn't necessarily mean people were motivated by it. But as soon as you took it away, they wouldn't come to work. So this was a very distinct theory that he came to see and came to understand. So looking at these ones, okay, when we have hygiene factors, when all those hygiene factors were there, you got general satisfaction. Okay, it meant that workers were not dissatisfied. On the other side, motivation factors, these are the things which really got people going. There's that intrinsic sense of basis why they wanted to be at work and they wanted to work hard. So added to that, so looking at these sort of things we just looked at before, hygiene factors again, salaries, wages and other benefits. So that's a clear indication that these weren't in fact motivators. So moving on to that one, what we can see, and that's always important to look at with this Herzberg theory, is how it lines up alongside Maslow. So what we can see, Maslow had his 5 conditions, his lower motivators and his higher motivators. So what we can see is our hygiene factors from Herzberg are alongside the physiological, safety and social, whereas our motivators are very much up towards self-esteem, self-actualization. My argument possibly would be the social as well, particularly on the work of what I was saying. So, conclusion, Herzberg, hygiene factors must be met for workers to have a positive attitude to work. They must be there for workers to turn up to work. The motivators must be there to allow workers to be motivated about their work to a high standard. And these motivators were largely about the work itself.